Welcome to our weekly Switch
I'm not
Grocery
hearing you in
show. We
here.
are live right now with Joe and Rachel from Two Krazy Ketos. We're going to be talking about the new Chai Latte. I'm going to be trying an egg coffee. This is going to be an amazing, incredible live. And we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Hold
We're
on.
going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Are you a little bit scared?
We're not hearing you in our earphones,
Yeah,
in our
I think
earbuds.
I'm not hearing you there. You want to switch back to this?
No, but then that'll be the microphone here.
This is what happens when old people try to go on Instagram.
We have you here. We can also direct everybody if you want.
Wait a second. I'm trying to fix this.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, we don't hear you in our earbuds at all.
Oh, could you hear me on? Okay.
We hear
to
you
turn
on
this
these,
off?
but if we put these on, that's going to be over this microphone.
Let me see.
But we could probably mute this mic, but that won't put us in Instagram then, right?
That's okay.
No, she needs us to hear us
she needs
in
it. Can you
Instagram.
hear? You can hear us okay though, right?
I can hear you perfectly on Instagram.
Okay.
I hear an echo about me, like behind me.
I mean, we could put this over, but then then it won't pick the Instagram won't pick up the microphone
Oh,
probably.
okay.
I see. We have issues. Hi,
Hold on,
everybody.
let me see what
Okay,
we can
everyone's
do.
saying YouTube is loud and clear. We may have to leave Instagram to avoid the echo. We can hear you on YouTube. Okay, does anyone hear an echo? Hi. Okay, so Sonia says she hears an echo on Instagram, but YouTube is loud and clear. Hi, Lisa. This is amazing. We can all hear you on YouTube. I'll see. Okay, hold on one sec. You're back.
Yeah, why don't we hear you on
I'm not sure.
It's all good. We may have to get off Instagram. I'm really sorry, you guys. This happens sometimes if there's an echo. Hi. No echo on YouTube. A little echo, but fine to hear. Sorry, can't chat hockey. And Jacqueline says hello.
Hi.
Just ordered Keto Chow. Just ordered my Chai Latte today. No echo.
Oh, how nice.
Instagram. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is, I'm Neha from SwitchGrocery, and we go live every Tuesday. We try something new. We test something new. We review something. And I'm an amateur chef. I don't know at all how to cook. So Joe and Rachel from Two Krazy Ketos have, 10 times the power today.
But I definitely can't cook. The recipes have to always be like super easy because it's like I'm just not the chef in the family.
Wait, I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Can you hear it all?
Yeah. Mhm.
In your earbuds?
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
It's okay.
Oh,
Well, then,
We'll try to hear.
no, if I put that on, you won't. It will create an echo.
Oh, okay.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know
Okay.
what to do.
Wow, that's okay. We can this is our sign. We're really sorry,
Okay.
Instagram friends.
Wait. No, maybe I have it now. Now I think.
Okay.
Can you hear?
I can
can
hear
hear
through
perfectly.
these things.
Do you hear in your ears?
I don't hear in my ear.
Okay,
these
take them
phones.
out.
Let's see if that'll help.
And
Would
put
that
them
help?
back in.
Let's see if you.
We're doing tech things, you guys. Hi,
Okay,
Shelly.
so it won't connect both
I
of
can.
us.
Okay.
Now you can hear. Okay, wait. Let's try this. Give me one.
Okay. What's happening?
You're sharing an ear pod.
Can you hear it now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can everybody
Can you
hear us
hear
when
me,
we do
Joe?
it that way?
One of each. We're gonna share it
Can you
like a
guys hear me?
milkshake. Straw and
If
a
you
milk.
close the ear pods, it should work.
No, I don't
Close-
hear.
If
You
you
don't
close
hear
the
it? Can you hear
case,
it? There we go.
I get it. There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
you can hear us. You're sharing.
There
Yeah.
we go. Sharing is caring.
Let me turn down the bigger earphones. So
We've
that
got
it
grandma
doesn't
and
echo.
grandpa trying to do the interwebs, and that is always
Well-
a challenge.
Okay, so you
Well,
can.
we
bounce it.
love our Instagram fam, and we're just so happy to be able to do both platforms. And today, I want to welcome you. We're also on your channel today. I want to welcome you. We're going to be talking about your collab with Keto Chow Chai Latte. Brian, who's my co-founder and husband, has tried it and loves it, and I have not. So which means I try it live with everybody today. We're also going to do your famous, your egg coffee recipes have hit 50,000 views or something like that on YouTube. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
We
try
didn't
it.
start it. We just started doing it.
Yeah,
And
we were trying to look for different fat sources for our coffee. And I think after 5 years on keto, you've done every version of a keto coffee. So we were looking for different ways to continue to like up our protein also. And so Joe was like, let's put an egg in the coffee. And I was like, that's a terrible idea. Let's do something else.
I did it for a long time before Rachel would try it. I had to like sneak it in.
This was a sneak attack on me. And so, but unfortunately, this is not a sneak attack on you. You're completely aware this is happening. Are you a little nervous?
I am, but you know what? It's been so requested, and I do want to share with you that about maybe 3 months ago, I did a live, and all of our customers, I said, if 10 people message us in the next 10 minutes for me to get 2 Krazy Ketos on and try their egg coffee, we'll do it. And we had 10 emails in 5 minutes.
So now you're like, shoot, now I have to do it.
Yeah. And look, Karen Bradley says, Neha, you're finally going to do the egg coffee. And Jacqueline says, it's so good with egg, Neha. You just have to do it. So here we are.
I love it. At least you know you're in company, right? This isn't like just a spectator thing. But I would love to know, if everybody in the chat would just let us know, give us a waiver or something, and let us know, like, have you ever done the egg coffee before?
Right. I'd love to know. And first we start with your beautiful flavor chai latte. I just want to show it to everybody because it's so beautiful. And it has like a perfect photo, and I have one made and ready.
Yay!
We have to say thanks to Carrie Brown for the photos. That's who does the photos.
Amazing photographer. And it's, chai latte is something that is just so flavorful. It has always been like my go-to order before keto when I would go to like a coffee house. And I think that the coffee house is just a gathering place. It's a place that we always say barbecue brings in the friends. And I feel like coffee house flavors bring in the friends also. It's just kind of like a natural beverage that encourages, time spent together. And I always ordered a chai latte. That was a big thing for me.
Was that your inspiration? Because that was my first question, chai latte. And I know that you said this in a live. You said either people are going to love it and some people are just not going to like it at all.
Yeah.
Why did you choose chai latte?
So a couple of years ago, Chris and Miriam came down and we were just hanging out talking to them. And they were like, listen, we want more coffee flavors for Keto Chow, but they're not coffee drinkers. And since we're huge coffee drinkers, they're like, could you guys develop some coffee flavors for us? So we were like, sure. And Rachel immediately, like the first one was like, okay, like some kind of like a macchiato or a frappuccino. And so we did caramel macchiato. And Rachel really did want to have a chai latte, but chai is, for a lot of people, an acquired taste. It does have some spice. So we wanted something to start out with that I think most people would like. And we did have a couple of prerequisites, even though when we were creating the flavors, Chris did give us like coffee to add in and caffeine. We always wanted it to be like not have actual coffee, any of the flavors to have actual coffee or caffeine, because we wanted people who like coffee, who don't like coffee, to be able to drink it. And we wanted people to be able to drink it all day long. Whereas like Rachel's mom can't do caffeine after like 12 o'clock.
Right.
So we're like, those were like things that we were really important to us. So even with the chai, there's no tea in it and there's no caffeine in it. We used flavors and then we used chai spices to make it.
I love that. And I saw that there actually was, so my background is Indian, and I told my mom about this flavor and she was just like, this is the flavor to go. It has nutmeg, allspice, and cardamom in it, which is beautiful. I was going to also ask you a question because I've never really talked to someone other than Chris and Miriam about designing a flavor. What actually goes, like this took you a year. So what actually what goes into designing a flavor of Keto Chow?
A lot of time.
Right.
So
how much did you drink?
A lot.
So much.
A lot.
You taste so much terrible versions when you are trying to make something. And, coffee can go sideways. Like it can be very bitter and, you're talking about like such small units of measurement and you're like, you add too much of this spice and you've blown it all out, and then you not enough, and it's like, well, this tastes terrible too. So it's really constantly tweaking it. Every single day, many versions going on at the same time with all of these measurements all over.
And they're small measurements. You're talking about like 1/10 of a gram.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like literally like little tiny spoons. But no, basically Chris gives us like the base keto chow and then some different flavorings and again, it's just like tweaking it. And it could be if what we found with some of the flavorings, we start there. And what we found with them is if you go just a little bit too much, it's horrible.
Right.
So it's like find one that's okay and then kind of add until you get the flavor that you want. And then, okay, what happens if I go over? No. And then once we had the kind of the base, then it was like, no, we want more spice, like with the chai latte. So we started adding actual chai spices into it to see how do we get it right. But it's always now this flavor was interesting because there were so many things going on. There was the problem where they couldn't get a 1 magnesium, so we thought we had it, and then we had to modify it to get the same flavor that we had originally. Then they were able to get the other magnesium back, and then there was an acacia shortage, so it was always tweaking to get the flavor that we wanted. And as we said on our live stream, for us, it has to be good a lot of different ways because like we like keto chow with butter for the most part. And we all know that heavy whipping cream mutes the flavor. But a lot of people like it with heavy whipping cream. So we would have to figure out, we start with heavy whipping cream because that's where a lot of people kind of start keto chow. And then we put it in with butter. And sometimes the flavor's too much with butter. So then you have to kind of keep dialing it down until you get it where it's good in all of the different ways.
And it also needed to pudding, it needed to ice cream, it needed to be good cold, and it needed to be good hot.
Yeah. This flavor took about a year to develop.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a lot of hard work in tasting. Were you sick of chai latte by the end, or?
Fortunately, it really was my favorite. I'm not sure if Joe was probably more sick of it because I was the one that was really trying to get this flavor developed because it really was my go-to latte, and I missed it. It's something that I had not had since we had gone keto. So I've been without it for 5 years. So it was really important. And we had tried like sugar-free versions of like different pumps of things that were supposed to like, be a replacement for it. And they were all like terrible to me. They just tasted awful. Yeah. So I was really excited for something that would taste like
And it was interesting because like I'm usually the one sitting there with like a little like microgram scale and measuring it out. And then the next morning I'll bring it to Rachel and she'll be like, not good enough. And I'm like, I think it's amazing. And she's like, nope, not good enough. And then it's got to pass the Chris and Miriam test too.
Right.
Oh, yes. And I feel like they're pretty strict about their flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause it's, they really love all of their customers and they want to serve them. And, it just goes through a lot of focus groups before any of the flavors come to market so that, a lot of any questions that people have and you're also waiting a couple of days too. Cause that's the thing. Also, keto chow, you may meal prep that. And so you may make it and then not eat it for a couple of days. So it needs to,
that was another one of our tests. Like we would try it day 1, day 2, day 4, because some of the flavors get more enhanced.
Changes.
And like one of the early versions, it was great on like, as soon as you drank it, it was good day 1. By like day 3 or 4, it was so spicy. You're like, yeah, you can't do, because anybody who lets it go more than 3 days they were going to throw it out.
Right. So we had to go. Now you have to go back to the drawing board and start again.
That is so specific, really specific. And I think you chose a flavor that's just hard because it's a combination. I feel like chocolate would be easier, right? Vanilla, chocolate, and then you just have one ingredient, but you chose. You made your life harder for us. And
I hope, and that was the thing. And when we realized we are going to have to grind fresh spices. This is not going to be something that you're going to have to like you're going to have fresh stuff.
Right.
Like that was the key.
That makes sense. And we had one question, which was, is the flavor super sweet? So how would you describe the sweetness?
No, I actually would say it's not.
I think it's about the same sweetness as all of the other keto chows. They haven't modified, like even when we get it, it already has the sweetener in it. So we don't add any extra sweetener. It's similar to all of the other keto chow flavors as far as sweetness, but then you just got these spices on top of it.
I think
but they're not
what's different.
overly powerful.
Yeah.
Like, I've even seen some people say that, like, I want to add more spice to it, but we wanted to make sure it was good for everybody. And a great way you can add more spice to it, or like we've even done it where you use chai tea as the water.
Oh, wow. That's genius.
And that really brings out the flavors really nice, and it makes a delicious ice cream too.
I would love that. A shot of espresso is what I'm going to do tomorrow morning. That's what I'm excited about. Patty says she drank her first chai latte today. It is so delicious. I'll be drinking that instead of coffee.
Oh, wow. And that was a big thing for me because I am such a huge coffee drinker. The thought of me drinking a tea was like, what are you talking about? Like, how crazy is this? But that was always the drink that I would purchase like at Starbucks. That was just what I always grabbed. So, I'm interested to see if there's more coffee drinkers that reach for this also.
For sure. And I have it here. I just put it in the Nespresso frother because I want to try it your favorite way, which is warm. And then I'm also going to try it cold. I love that you tested it with melted butter, heavy cream, ice cream, and then a warm chai latte. Do you mind? Because we get this question all the time, which is how much fat do I put in? What are my proportions? Do you mind just talking about your specific proportions and how you make the drinks and what's kind of your favorite with the chai latte?
So when we do that, when we're actually creating the flavor, we used what Keto Chow recommends everybody start with, which is 4 ounces of heavy cream or 4 tablespoons of butter. That makes the average shake about 525 calories. Depends on the flavor. Some are like 135 calories. And the way we generally make ours is between 3 to 4 tablespoons, sometimes 5 tablespoons of butter, or like we don't do heavy cream so much because it just kind of messes with us unless we're using it in a recipe. But usually like 3 to 4 ounces of heavy whipping cream. I always tell people with Keto Chow, like, don't cut out the fat. It's especially butter because it's going to be really a thin consistency and it's not going to fill you up. It's supposed to be a meal, not a slim fast shake that's 200 calories.
Well, and that was what was very important as far as like us, really wanting to bring these coffee house blends to Keto Chow is the fact that there was so many times where I would say to myself, I just had a coffee this morning. Like I didn't even eat breakfast this morning. It was just a coffee. But by the time I would get, and this was pre-keto, by the time I got all of the flavoring and all of the junk in my coffee to make it taste like delicious and sweet and thicken it, I was eating a meal. If I needed to face the fact that I was, definitely consuming 400 or 500 calories, but those were just empty calories that weren't really fueling my health. So it's so exciting that now we can have like our morning coffee as a meal if we would like it, but it's also going to bring about 1/3 of the nutrition that I actually need. So it's going to taste delicious. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be an easy replacement if you're somebody that's like, I really just don't eat a big breakfast, but I like coffee in the morning and that really is my meal. So you can enjoy that, but it's actually doing something for you.
I get it. And the other reason I've started incorporating breakfast, and I feel like this is such a good flavor for me because I like coffee, I like chai. I'm your customer. Like I'm the person who likes chai. I'm the person who likes coffee. And we had Robert from Keto Brick on just 2-3 months ago, and it was very interesting. He, without going to specific health history, our conversation brought to light that I wasn't eating enough. So I do extended fasting and intermittent fasting. And he was, in a very kind way, critical to say that many women undereat. And even my husband, Brian, like we've undereaten. And so that's kind of also slowing down our metabolism. And I asked him, I said, is that why I'm hungry all the time? I'm hungry all the time. And he was just like, you're starving. You need to eat. You need to eat more food. And so I've actually started incorporating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So some of our customers, what they do is they may skip breakfast, and then they may do one Keto Chow shake for lunch and then dinner, and they're hungry. And I've had to, we keep responding with, it's a third of your daily meals, right? It's not half of your daily meals. But yeah, that's why this is great for me, because I'm like, I don't feel like eating a big breakfast. I'm still not there where I can just sit down and eat bacon and eggs at 9 a.m., but I can definitely drink a shake. And then I'm not as hungry at dinner. Actually, Chris and Miriam, they asked me, they said, what's changed for you? What's your newest keto thing or low carb thing? And I shared with them, I said, having breakfast, a shake, and dinner, I'm not hungry at night anymore. And I was always starving at night. So
Yeah.
I love your idea of egg in the coffee. And if it works for me, I would love to.
It's right, because again, you're sneaking in some protein, and
Exactly.
I mean, this may not be a favorite flavor for kids, but that's something that we really liked, being able to switch out in our own family and in the kids, in our family. Like, we have nephews and stuff like that, where they were eating things like a Carnation instant breakfast, one of those kind of like breakfast shakes, or like a Pediasure, something like that, and it really wasn't doing anything except for sending them off to school with really a sugar bomb in their tummy. So this has been just a much better option, is to be able to have Keto Chow, and then if you can sneak an egg in there, like, that's so great. We make a lot of we make our egg pudding using Keto Chow as well. This actually makes a fantastic egg pudding, and that is a great way to sneak protein into your kids' diet when they're thinking that they're just getting pudding.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like about Keto Chow is that you don't have to be on keto to use it. I mean, it's got keto in the name, so everyone thinks, oh, you can only have this if you're on keto. But because it doesn't have the fat in there, you can have it wherever you want. It's gonna everybody needs the vitamins, the electrolytes, and the nutrients, no matter what type of eating plan that you're currently on. And then you just get to determine it. So like we send it to my mother, who is 83 years old, and the doctor wanted her to use Boost. And so instead, she can have this where she's getting vitamins, she's getting electrolytes, she's getting minerals. She's got all these different flavors, and then just add in whatever fat source and the amount of fat that you want. So it's good for any diet, not just keto.
I love that you just said that, because for me, after I had Mason, I wasn't drinking Keto Chow. At the time, we didn't carry Keto Chow, and I was eating, my carbs were more higher. I was low carb before, during the pregnancy, because I had gestational diabetes as well. And then after, that's when we launched Keto Chow, Joe, because Chris had emailed us before we became parents. And we were like, no, ew, shake. I'm not doing a shake. And then after we became parents, like right now behind, there's just like piles of laundry. People are talking about laundry in the comments. And this has been so helpful for me that, sometimes when I'm off low carb, which was when I was postpartum, I can make 5 shakes in 10 minutes. And that's my lunch for the week, which is amazing. I'm ready to try it, because now
all right.
Okay.
Chai Latte. Okay, so first I frothed it. I think you guys have done this, right? You froth it in the Nespresso frother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the smell. Okay, I'm gonna pour it so you can see. Oh my gosh, it's so creamy. It's so creamy. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna basically try it. I have to smell my food. Are you people who smell your food before?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Oh my God. Wow. I feel like I'm drinking chai. This is actual chai. I don't want to swear, but holy S something IT. How did you do this?
That like just fills my heart with so much joy, that if it can mess with your brain, I don't want to mess with people's brain, but like, I like the fact that it messes with my brain, and I feel like I'm no longer missing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can pass by the Starbucks and not like have a tear coming down my cheek, and I can say like, there's something for me too. Like, I have something also.
Guys,
Miriam said she doesn't smell her food.
Miriam, I think you're the only one who doesn't smell Smell your face. Like, I think she likes it. I do. It's a little, the comments are a little delayed, but yes, it's, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest, because I was expecting more of a, how do I say this? Like a faker chai flavor, but this is a really deep chai flavor. Like it really, the flavor just shines and comes through.
And what's nice when you drink it warm, you don't have to let it sit.
Yeah.
You know, if you make it warm, you don't have to let it sit. Like Chris and Miriam always say, like, let it sit for at least 15 minutes so that you don't have that vitamin taste. But if you make it warm, you don't have to do that because it goes away right away because you're using warm water.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. And I think this would be the thing where I would say in the morning, this would really feel filling, would really feel comforting and filling. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. You know what else I was thinking? What about an iced chai latte? Did you guys try it iced?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we haven't had it over ice. We've just had it like as a cold drink.
Right.
But one of the things that we've even been doing once in a while is instead of having a coffee in the morning, is we'll make one of these and split it, which makes your morning beverage, because that's about 16 ounces a piece, 14 to 16 ounces a piece. And that makes it, if you make it with 4 tablespoons of butter, about 250 calories, which is what our average coffee would be if we're putting a couple tablespoons of butter or an egg and a tablespoon of butter in it anyway.
So it's really nice.
So you can have a coffee and then that.
And then just like breakfast together. So it's really nice, like on a weekend morning, and we'll just have that together. And then, some eggs and bacon, and it just makes a really nice, cafe feel to breakfast.
I'm blown away. I'm still just drinking this. And sometimes I do these taste tests and I have a few things that I'm like, I'm done. But this is one where Brian might come down and be like, why didn't you save me any? Because guys, it's really good. Wow. I can tell how hard you worked on it. Like this is why I don't create food products, because I'm better at tasting them and carrying them in our store to sell, but I'm not this would have taken a ton of research, like a ton of trial and error. So I'll try it cold. Let me try cold. I mean, interesting. It kind of tastes, is it creamier than the other keto chows?
There's
nothing different, but I feel like it tastes creamier once it's made. I think that it's just like that layer of spice in the midst of a sweetness. It just provides another layer, at least that I think that your mind is taking in.
And one of the things that I love is the fact that this is using the new formulation for Keto Chow, so it's only 2 total carbs.
Right.
I mean, it's 2 total carbs. If you use butter, it's 2 total carbohydrates.
And, our kids love going to restaurants where they have different entrees and desserts that are very, different. It's like it's a hamburger, but it's got, peanut butter and jelly on it or something. Like, there's always, they're looking for what is different. And to me, it just tastes like a really fun milkshake that has got a really new flavor that's not your average vanilla or chocolate or strawberry that you're used to as a milkshake. It's really just kind of a different flavor.
Yeah, I love this. I can't wait for people to try it. We're getting a lot of comments on Instagram saying 2 carbs, 2 total carbs is amazing. We had a question about adding espresso to Keto Chow. So I don't know how you do it, but I basically make mine. It's from Amanda, Keto Mom Canada. I make mine with full, just a shot of espresso, water up to the, whatever Chris says, the little line that says 500.
A line. We go all the way up to the lid and then flip up the top and add water in there because more Keto Chow.
Right, we want to make it last longer.
Then every once in a while you'll forget you did that and you unscrew the lid and then everything above the
Yeah, it comes out. Miriam says, Sam says to tell you hi. Hi,
hey,
Sam.
Hi, Sam.
This is so nice. Okay, I started using it with Core. I had it at KetoCon and it was so good. It's great. Amazing. It's not cheap, but I'm not eating Keto Chow every day, so it will last a while. That's amazing. Welcome. I think it's time to try this with egg coffee.
It's happened.
Cool.
No more delay. She's doing it.
And again, one of the things that's nice about this is there's no tea and no caffeine in there. And that's what I even love about Chris and Miriam, you get natural flavors. And technically, a food manufacturer doesn't have to tell you what's in the natural flavors. They don't have to tell you. Now, you don't know like specific ingredients a lot of times because it's proprietary, I know, with the flavor manufacturer. But they go to them and I'm like, is this in it? Is this in it? And this in it? And, you know, they'll tell you. You know, it's why they've changed things, because they're like, well, if there's a chance, we want to make sure everybody knows. And they don't have to do that.
Right. They
and
really
so I love the fact that
scrutinize.
they made sure that there is, even in the natural flavors, there's no tea and no caffeine in there.
It's really amazing. I don't care about the caffeine, but I know some people are very sensitive to it, and the fact that there's zero in here and it tastes like a perfect chai, honestly, I am blown away. I think I'm gonna like it hot. That's gonna be my jam.
That is definitely my jam. I like it. I really like it hot, and then I like it as an ice cream. It's a breakfast ice cream for
Yeah.
us. I love it with ice cream, and I love it with, like, we use our creamy as our ice cream maker, and we'll put a little bit of, like, you know, nuts inside of it, and oh my goodness, it's so good.
How have you heard? Have you heard early feedback from people already, and that they've been trying it? What kind of feedback are you hearing?
It is definitely two camps. I mean, it's you either like it or you don't like it. Like, you like it or you think like it is too spicy, or like the
Interesting.
spices may not appeal, because which we knew ahead of time that would be the case.
Yeah, and that's why we even said it like on our video. We're like, hey, like, I know people aren't gonna like it, and it does, like, you know, you make a flavor and you're like, originally you're like, do I really want to see anybody's comments, because it's like it's gonna hurt. But we knew going in that
Yeah.
this is not gonna be a flavor for everybody. And we said on the live stream with Chris and Miriam, like, if you don't like, it's not that this tastes anything like pumpkin spice and gingerbread, but if you don't like those kind of spices, you probably wouldn't like this, because those are spicy.
Right.
And
Right.
it's in that spicy kind of profile. It's a completely different flavor, but if you don't like those spices, like, I love nutmeg, I love clove. I mean, years when I was a kid, I used to buy clove gum, like, you know, and it's an old gum.
that
But I mean,
person.
I'm that person. Like, those are the flavor. Like licorice, no. Like, we just cleaned out our closet. I found a whole stash of black licorice. That's getting shipped off to Miriam. But spice, I like.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of cardamom, and that's just my jam, because it's so comforting. And even putting cardamom in custards, I think, as somebody said, that they want to put it in, they put keto chow in custard or yogurt and things like that. This flavor would be amazing. And I think my family, we celebrate so many holidays, because Brian's family celebrates Christmas and Easter, and then we celebrate Diwali. So basically the fall is full of, you know, all types of food. And I think this year we'll make, my grandma used to make a custard, and I feel like I can make it with this flavor, right?
Yeah. It's really tastes good as like the pudding, and then even, you know, as like a cheesecake, because
Right.
you can interchange. We have a chocolate toffee cheesecake recipe that we use, but we find that a lot of the keto chow flavors are great to use
Right.
in its stead, and that's definitely, you know, one of those flavors where you could really bring a very interesting and fun dessert, you know, to a party.
And I see people asking about it as an ice cream. Here's the cool thing: is if you're using a creamy machine to make it as an ice cream, if you make it, because all it is a keto chow that you then froze in the creamy container, and then you taste it as an ice cream, and you're like, not my deal for an ice cream. All you got to do is defrost it, and you're back to a shake again.
Right.
Because you're not at least we don't add anything to it other than maybe some tarragon, which is just going to thicken it up. But it's like, you're not wasted if you don't like that spice as an ice cream, because you can just melt it, let it melt in the refrigerator, and you're back to a shake.
Yeah.
I love how someone said, I'm not everyone's vanilla, but I will be someone's rocky road.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
YouTube. That is very, very cute. All right. I have to say, I don't know. I'm kind of, so my favorite's vanilla. And I think this might have toppled it now,
Oh,
which is
Woohoo!
insane. Because Chris told me, he was like, why do you like vanilla flavors? Brian likes the chocolate peanut butter. We both like the raspberry cheesecake, but he's more chocolate toffee. I'm on the vanilla, strawberry, like the lighter flavors, peaches and cream. and we both meet at
Oh,
Raspberry
you
Cheesecake.
lost me there. You lost me there. You
But I
had
love
us until peaches and cream, but you have to, like we told people, like, you know what, the peaches and cream, you had to be a peach fan. If
Yeah.
you were not a peach fan, I just didn't like it. And other than fresh peaches, I've never been a peach fan.
Yeah.
But it's funny, our daughter-in-law, like, she just wants chocolate. Like, our son called us the other day. He's like, "Do you have any more chocolate keto chow?" I'm like, "You've wiped us out. I have chocolate toffee, chocolate mint, chocolate peanut. Nope, just chocolate."
Just chocolate.
Interesting.
And she drinks one every single day.
Oh, isn't that amazing when your family, like, it's nice to be there for your family in that way.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. And it's nice that, she's a new mom and things can get hectic. And she just likes having that, security in the fridge that, if the day gets away from you and you just find yourself hungry, she doesn't have to reach for something that's going to undermine what she's trying to accomplish, undermine her, breastfeeding and all of that. So she just knows that that's helping to propel her goals as a young mom. And I love that she can have that available. And for us we live in South Florida, there's hurricane season here. We're about to head into it. We always love just having this as, a backup plan. We go camping a lot, and it's something that we can easily take with us. It's shelf stable and we can take it anywhere.
Yeah, my mom asked me, she's like, when a storm comes, do you guys have enough food? And I'm like, yeah, we have 3 generators and we have 2 freezers, but we have an entire closet of keto brick and keto chow. So with no refrigeration, I mean, worst case, I can mix keto chow with just water. I mean, you won't have the fat source, but at least it would be some protein and something. And then we keep like butter powder for emergencies or something like that. But
Smart.
yeah, so it's between keto chow and keto brick, we're set. Like we could
good.
probably go a year.
It's nice to have that confidence.
I love that. I love the comments coming through. One is just, I think it would make a great panna cotta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This would be great as a pudding. My mama used to make me a sweet milk for us kiddos that had turmeric, cardamom, and nutmeg. I can't wait to try it. That milk also, by the way, just sounds amazing. Oh, it would be perfect to make a creme brulee.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gracious.
And we have another question on Instagram that I think will be interesting. What is both of your favorite flavors other than the chai latte?
My go-to is caramel macchiato. I mean, we definitely designed that, for the coffee lover in me. Before that, though, not ones that we had made. We really enjoy, or at least I do. I like the pistachio and chocolate toffee.
Chocolate toffee was always her favorite.
Chocolate toffee was always like a huge go-to for me, and the reason why Joe made a chocolate toffee cheesecake, because that was my absolute favorite. But pistachio is also great and makes a fantastic ice cream.
I think for me, if you took out the flavors that we created for Keto Chow, my go-to is probably raspberry cheesecake. I mean, I like them all. I'm not so much like, I like them, but they're not my go-to of like snickerdoodle salted caramel. But raspberry cheesecake, the lemon meringue, and the pistachio are probably at the top of the list. But that raspberry cheesecake and the new formulation of raspberry cheesecake, I was worried. When they said we have to change it, I was like, I was worried.
Yeah.
And I like the new formulation better. We actually saved 2 or 3 of the old ones just so that I can compare them when they came in. And I really like the new one.
And it was interesting to me, like, that how much I like raspberry cheesecake as like a coffee creamer, like mixed in my coffee. I did not think that they would work well together, but that's one of my favorite things.
Especially considering I have like a raspberry coffee from Nespresso, and she hates that.
And I don't like that. But the raspberry cheesecake from Keto Chow, it works fantastic with coffee.
I love, it's good to know. And Amanda's saying, I need to try raspberry cheesecake. I think she's tried all the flavors except that one. So that's going to be amazing. Okay. No more delays, guys. We got to do this. Because otherwise I'll get off the live and I'll sneak off and you'll say, well, that Neha, she never tried.
She never made it.
She never did it. And I can't, because I've promised our customer friends, we call our customers our customer friends, that I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it, Joe, your way, when you demonstrated it. You have the Vitamix. I have a Vitamix. You said nobody needs a Vitamix. You can have like a, $25 blender from Walmart, which is great. Then
Nisha actually uses a little immersion, like the little frother.
Right. But I like the Vitamix.
It's just, I will make a mess with that thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 16 ounces, which is a large cup, which is fine. I can do this. This is all decaf, my friends. Don't worry.
Now I
Okay.
want coffee.
Yeah. All right, so I have that. I have a hot tip room temperature egg. Ooh, I
You
can't
got
believe
this. You can do this.
I'm also going to, so first I think I'm going to do it two ways. So we put up both your recipes on our site.
Okay.
And one was just with the 16 ounces and the egg. And then the other was with one half or 1 tablespoon of Keto Chow. And you suggested starting with half, right? So I'm going to do the chai latte. So do you suggest I do the egg first or the chai latte first?
I usually like. Oh, you mean you're just gonna try it with an egg and then do another one with it? I would do the egg first.
Okay. And then I'll
Because
try
then if you don't like it, you can wash it down with chai latte.
There you go.
Why is this my job today? I complained so much to Brian. I was just like, why don't you do this? And he's like, I'm going to be putting Mason down. And he got out of it.
Right. I've got to do other things.
Excuses.
I have other things scheduled for tonight.
Okay. So you said, and I want to make sure that Instagram and YouTube sees this. Okay. So we have the blender. We have 16 ounces. You said you put it on low.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. And then you break an egg. Can you tell me how you break the egg so I don't get any eggshells in?
Never crack it on the edge of the Vitamix. Do it like down on the counter or on something else.
Okay, got it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I cannot believe I'm doing this. Sorry, everybody told me they like it, but okay, now I have to put it on high.
Just for a second.
Okay. Done. Maybe. Okay, done, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that should be more than enough.
All right.
The more you do it, the frothier it gets.
And now it's something else now. We don't even have to think about it even being an egg. Now it doesn't look like anything.
I'm going to do a Choose Happiness mug that I got for my birthday. Oh my gosh, it's so frothy. I saw it on the YouTube video, but it really is frothy. I'm going to pour it.
Yeah, it does. It really froths up.
You'll be able to see it. Oh, interesting. Wow.
So
Okay.
it doesn't look like egg drop soup. It totally incorporates.
I don't smell egg. Interesting. So I'm going to basically lower this so everybody can see it. That is what it looks like. Let me do a flipperoo on this. Here we go. Wow. It looks really frothy. I'm surprised. And also now I can show you, it's almost done. I'm so sorry. It almost finished. I should have showed it to you this way. This is the chai latte that's hot and it's almost done. But I left a little bit for Brian if he's watching. Okay. So here it is. We're going to try this egg coffee thing. Deep breaths, Neha.
You could do it.
Chow and SwitchGrocery and 2 Krazy Ketos. All right, guys, here we go.
Cheers to you.
Oh, I mean, it's a downer after trying the chai latte. That's I'm like, oh, this is just coffee and egg, but I don't taste egg at all.
No. And the yolk really makes it creamy.
Yes.
And if you like a frothy coffee, like it really does help froth.
So I think I would. Okay, here's the shock. I don't taste the egg at all. It's very frothy, and I would probably still put like heavy cream in this just to add a little bit of that creaminess. Sorry, I just have one of our customers is just like told ya.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, thanks, Karen. And then Jess says, you cannot taste the egg. Okay, thank you. And Miriam says, woo, okay, we're getting somewhere. All right, I think this will be even better with Keto Chow. Would I do this on the daily? Probably now.
Yeah, but you, like you said, if you're just like let's say fixing your coffee the way that you traditionally do,
Right.
and you're like, hey, I'm just looking to really up my protein. I'm looking for other ways to, get protein in the day. And I just can't see myself like making myself another scrambled egg or anything like that. It just gets hidden in the coffee, and you're just like adding protein to your day without a lot of effort.
And to me, eggs are they're the perfect food. You've got literally every vitamin and nutrient you need in the correct proportions.
Right.
If you're using pasture raised eggs, it's a great way to get extra vitamin D because the chickens are out in the sun and it all goes right into the egg, which you're getting. Unlike regular, the cheap eggs, which aren't cheap anymore. But the whole idea, think about an egg. It literally brings life,
Yeah.
So, Chris likes to joke, well, you don't like liver, eat an egg because you're also getting the liver because everything that's in a chicken is in that egg.
Yeah, no, that is a really, really great point. And I think I would do it for the nutrition because I really don't taste the egg at all. And I think this would be delicious with heavy cream. And now I'm going to try it with chai latte. Okay, this I'm excited about, you guys. So I'm going to put it back on low. Let me do this. And then I'm going to put in, I think I'll start with half a tablespoon. Let's go. Half a tablespoon. That's it. Ooh.
So while you're making, I see Sabrina asked if anybody's added egg to a warm keto chow. We've actually made keto chow with egg as the fat source.
Yeah. Now
I really, really like that.
Now we want to point out though that like I usually, if an egg is involved, I usually like drink that one right away.
Yeah. Don't make a keto chow with the egg as a fat source and leave it sit in your refrigerator for 3 days.
Right. That's the one you want to consume on that same day.
Got it. I've never done that. I want to show you the pour in this. So I think I'm going to like the chai latte better. One, because of the sweetener, but also I don't like the color of my coffee super black, right? Mm-hmm. And I think even though you have froth, when you put it in an egg, the color is black. But here, do you see the color's whiter?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I love that a lot. And it's so frothy. Nice. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, now I'm excited, guys. This will be my night drink. Wait a sec. I just figured something out. Okay. Hear me out. This is crazy. I can have, because I have a decaf coffee every night sometimes when I'm hungry. I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have a decaf coffee. I can have this with the chai latte and it's decaf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
Completely.
That means this winter, which chai latte better come back in stock, we're, I think, 70% sold out, unfortunately. So Brian only let me take 4 from our warehouse for myself. So I don't have.
Oh, wow.
He was just like, no, you can't. It's for our customers. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So hopefully, but this would be great around Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Egg and chai latte. This is amazing. And
There's a party. There's a party going on in there.
I just wanted to sell out so that they make it a permanent flavor.
Right.
And put it in big bags.
Well, you know what? If it makes you feel better, when we launched Peaches and Cream, the chai latte sold faster in Canada than Peaches and Cream. So
I would hope so.
Oh, yay. Miriam says we can get more chai latte. Okay. I didn't know that's amazing, guys. Thank you. This is the good part of Miriam watching this live.
Yeah.
Because in Canada, they put aside a smaller, now hey, Miriam, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit. They put aside a smaller amount for Canada, which I know we're 10% of the American population. I get it. But you could give us some more chai lattes. It would have been nice.
I did see that Dustin from Keto Simple said, how's the flavor of keto chow with egg as the fat if you drink it right away? I think it tastes good. Again, it doesn't taste like egg at all. Just let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes to all the vitamins, like you don't get that vitamin taste, which I don't taste. Rachel does. I think Miriam does, but Chris doesn't, or vice versa. I don't remember which way it was. But I just don't let it sit overnight. For me, all the flavors within 10 or 15 minutes, the flavor just comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I make them for lunch too. Sometimes I used to always make 4 flavors in a week, but I've definitely made them for lunch and just enjoyed them. We also have, Andrew has his cart ready and chai latte is in there. Thank you, Andrew. And Becky says, hey, Canadian fam. So I have, first of all, I want to thank you for taking this time But I also want to take this opportunity because many of the people who emailed me said they love you and they love your channel and how approachable you are. And just how down to earth you are. And I can see it just in this live. And obviously I saw it also at KetoCon when we met. You know, the whole keto lifestyle has gone a transformation in the past 2 to 3 years. And there are many people who have cycled in and out of low carb or in and out of keto. And, you know, some of our customer friends and our community struggles with that long-term inspiration, that long-term motivation, me included. So I wanted to talk to you about that. You've had an incredible health journey, both of you together and individually. How have you kept that source of inspiration up?
Well, first of all, I am so grateful for my health, and keto has just done phenomenal things for our family. I was not expecting what it would do for my brain health. And the fact that I no longer suffer with anxiety, depression, I am no longer on any medication for mental illness, you know, that's such a victory. I mean, 5 years ago, I couldn't talk to a person one-on-one. I was very anxious. I couldn't, you know, there's a lot of places I couldn't go. I wouldn't have been able to go to some place like KetoCon where there's just a lot of crowds of people. And now to be able to take the stage and really be able to come out of my shell, it's just so much victory. And keto has done so much for our extended family. My mother was a type 2 diabetic for more than 20 years. And now completely in remission and has been now for 4 years. And she's in her 70s. It resulted in her not having to have any stents put in her heart because all of her blockages cleared. And then, of course, you know, not having the pain and inflammation that Joe used to have, and the fact that he now has complete mobility is amazing for us, and really, you know, helpful to keep us focused on, you know, what's important.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, the weight loss is cool, but I think I've gotten to the point, even in my life now, with all of the research we've done and what we've learned from keto, that I could probably not eat keto and not gain the weight back, because I would not go back to sugar. Like, I would know, like, I know enough now where I could probably eat a little bit differently. But when I look at all of the health benefits from keto, I would never do it. When I look at the fact that I don't spend $150 a day on medication anymore for arthritis, that I'm 52 years old working on becoming a dive instructor, like, I don't know of another lifestyle that I could lead that gives me the health benefits that I've got from keto and the energy that I have from keto. But honestly, the thing that really keeps us inspired and keeps us going is our community.
Yeah.
You know, when you see comments in our Facebook group and our Mighty Networks group, or you get emails with people talking about how, like, I was a type 2 diabetic for 30 years and my A1C dropped from a 15 to a 6, or, you know, that means more to us than anything.
Well, and we just want to be there for people. I want families to get healthy. I want, you know, grandparents to be around for their grandkids. And I want, you know, parents to be strong. You know, we were so sick as young parents that we weren't able to enjoy our children and playing with them and having the mobility that we really wanted in parenthood. And so our hope is that we can be a blessing to children in this next generation and parents, you know, if we can come behind them and like just undergird them and support them and cheer them on as they're making different, you know, nutritional choices, and just to hopefully be there to give people hope that if they do choose to change the way that they eat, you know, they can have a major change in their health. And so we want to be there to come alongside people and just celebrate their wins with them. And definitely that is what gets us out of bed every single morning, is an excitement to be able to hopefully be a blessing to others.
Well, thank you. I mean, you've brought so much love and joy and Keto Chow Chai Latte to the Switch family. We appreciate you. We've set up a discount code for you. We can share that. Joe, if you want to share that.
I put it in the description of our video. It's Two Crazy Ketos, right?
Yes.
Can they go to Switch Grocery and just use that as a coupon code?
Yep.
Or they can use our link either way, right?
Either way.
Yeah. And now that is off of what, right? I think we talked about that.
Our entire store, because I went to your YouTube channel and on the first video it says, I don't know how these people don't have 1 million subscribers. And I was like, okay, I think this is going to have to be off our entire store. So it's off our entire store. We have Keto Brick, we have Keto Brains, we have so many low carb products, and obviously we have Keto Chow, obviously we have Chai Latte. So yeah, it's off our entire store.
We have fallen in love with Keto Brains.
Oh my gracious, yes.
So we've had it for a couple months, and we were secretly using it on our own.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so good. And our first introduction to it was in Keto Brick, where Robert started using it in the nootropic, which is one of my favorite flavors. And then so we've been secretly using it at home. And then when we found them at KetoCon and then just got to talking to them.
I almost attacked the lady because it was like, I honestly, when I started using it, I thought this is going to be just like a placebo effect, right? Like I've had like MCT oil in my coffee and like this isn't going to be a big deal. But I just used it every single morning. And that's when I get up at 5 o'clock and that's when I'm doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying. I really want to be present for the morning. And oh my gracious, it's like directed energy, because that's one thing that you notice when you go on keto, you like become very alert, but that doesn't mean that you can't be just like a hamster on a wheel spinning with no direction to that new mental clarity. So I feel like this Keto Brains creamer really helps me to direct that energy in the morning.
Yeah. And I like the fact that it takes the jitters away from the coffee, because like when I go diving in the morning, I would drink a cup of coffee. Rachel made me a cup of coffee on the way out. But the problem is like I don't want those jitters as I'm about to go 100 feet underwater.
Yeah.
And the Keto Brains just like eliminates those jitters.
It really does.
It does. And I'm so glad that you tried it, because I'm in love with it. And yes, we had to make your discount apply to our whole store because we already love you. So
awesome.
Thank you.
We will be inviting you back. We will be inviting you back.
Thank you.
We almost made it to under an hour, which means I got to go because I got to post this on Instagram. And
Chris and Miriam are about to go on.
Yes, exactly. So we'll let you go. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
Two Crazy Ketos, pretty much everywhere. It's on Instagram, our Mighty Networks, which is our big family group. It's members.twocrazyketos.com. It's completely free.
Love
and then YouTube is Two Crazy Ketos.
Amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.